In Sad Girlz, Mexican teenagers La Maestra and Paula are the best swimmers in their team and best friends until an incident at a party changes everything. La Maestra, intense and unstoppable, realizes that something in her best friend has changed, making her sad. When the truth comes to light, the two are faced with an impossible decision. Paula wants to keep quiet about it, while La Maestra wants revenge. Their friendship, previously unbreakable, will be put to the test as never before. Sad Girlz is directed by Fernanda Tovar, and this film is her directorial debut, and Sad Girlz just debuted at the 2026 Berlin Film Festival. Sad Girlz is a very impressive directorial debut. This is not the first drama to tackle with the aftermath of a sexual assault, and it won't be the last, but this film is quite fresh, and I think the way it differentiates itself from other dramas is that it's the way that everybody in this film reacts to this incident, and also the performances from the two leads, newcomers Rocio Guzman as Maestra and Dorana Alvarez as Paula. They're fantastic in this film. You really do feel them as real teenagers. This film decides not to show the sexual assault in this film. About 10-15 minutes into the film, the two girls go to a New Year's Eve party and have fun, and then Paula has a crush on one of the boys in her swimming team, and he's at the party, and La Maestra tells the boy that Paula likes him, so they started talking, flirting and dancing, and they go into a room, and then the door closes, and that's it. We don't see what happens in the room. We just see. So after this incident, in the days following, Paula, because Paula's never had sex before, it's the first time. She was a virgin soul, and when she was sexually assaulted, she is not quite sure what happened. What happened with that boy in the room at the party? Was it normal sexual activity, or was? But as the days goes on, her mood and her behavior changes, because straight away she acts like normal with her friends and in swimming team and everything, but she just quite slowly gets more quiet, and her friend La Maestra really asks her, how was the sex, like your first time? And because these two friends, they really share everything with each other, really close friends, and her friend La Maestra really pushing her for details, and Paula doesn't really want to share details. It's like nothing big deal. Maybe I don't like sex, and then her friend La Maestra, as the film goes on, keeps pushing her for more details, and Paula becomes more withdrawn as the film goes on. And about halfway through the film, Paula tells her friend what happened at the party, and they both realize that what happened there is not right, and that she was sexually assaulted. And from that point on, her friend La Maestra is also has changed woman as well. But even though it didn't happen to her, she's changed as well, because she's the one who told the boy that Paula has a crush on him, and she feels guilty, and she doesn't really know how to help her friend. And this film is just full of people not knowing what to do about this situation. In the second half of the film, La Maestra, she lashes out against the boy who raped her at the party, and this boy doesn't seem to think he done anything wrong, because he keeps pursuing Paula, like asking her, oh, let's see each other again, can I see you again, keeps calling her and messaging her, and Paula keeps ignoring him. So he doesn't really seem to know the meaning of consent as well. So he's one of the people in this film who doesn't really know how to deal with this after this incident. And also in the second half of the film, La Maestra lashes out against this boy, and she's called into the office of the swimming instructor, and she alludes to the swimming instructor that maybe there was some kind of incident involving one of the boys, but this swimming instructor doesn't really want to like, it doesn't really say, oh, did something happen to you? Did something happen to Paula? Was there some kind of an assault? But she doesn't say that. She kind of tries to brush it away and says, oh, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a police officer, I'm not your mama. You just have to, if there's something really did happen, you have to report it to the police and follow the correct procedure. So, and Paula tells her best friend, please don't tell anybody about this. I don't want anybody, I just want this incident to go away. But La Maestra does confide in Paula's father a lot towards the end of the film, and this really is a big rift in their friendship. I think the main strength of this film is the relationship between Paula and La Maestra. It really feels real, and they really do feel like real teenagers in this film. And there's not a false note in this film. There's not a moment in this film where I felt that it didn't ring true. And just like a pet peeve of mine is in a lot of films that involve teenagers. Teenagers today, they're always on their phone now, and they're always glued to their phone. And in this film, I wouldn't say they're glued to their phone, but that the phone is like always in the frame. So they're either like using it, or it's on the bed, or they're taking a selfie, and for me it feels realistic. So and I understand that filmmakers now, they don't want to have the characters stuck on the phone all the time, because that's not interesting filmmaking. But at least in this film, the phone is there as like in the frame, so it felt more realistic for me. I give Sad Girlz 4 stars out of 5. This is a very relatable, realistic depiction of teenagers in Mexico and the aftermath of a sexual assault and how they deal with it, with fantastic lead performances from Rocio Guzman as the Maestra and Daria Alvarez as Paula. I highly recommend checking out this film. It's a very affecting, compelling drama. Thanks for watching. What did you think of Sad Girlz? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.